y'all. Where is y'all intro at? Where's the Knicks Freestyle intro? Oh. Man, I love y'all intro, man.
It's so hard. I love it.
I love
so
that,
hard.
bro. Y'all intro,
So
I love
hard.
I love that, man.
RC Creative. Salute.
RC Creative is in the building, bro. What's good, man? Yo, RJ Barrett better be careful, bro.
I heard your RJ Barrett, and I can't front. Like, there is a part of me that agrees. There's a part of me that agrees. Oh, my fault. You know what? We're gonna jump right into it, and I ain't even greet the people yet. What's going on, party people in the place to be? I love y'all greatly. Miss y'all daily. We back chopping it up, freestyle. GI he'll probably saunter into the room in a little bit. Like it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? We chopping it up. Let's go.
Them. Yeah. RJ Barrett better be careful, bro. He gonna mess around and get traded.
Quietly. People keep saying big three. RJ Brunson, Randall, RJ, big three. But I really actually feel like RJ, they giving him his.
He the biggest of the three. He the youngest. He the youngest, bro. He carrying the franchise on his shoulders.
I would hope I don't see him get traded, but I don't know. He's looking like he might be the valuable guy in the trade. Like, yo, he put Quigley in the game over him. Yo, he let Quigley put Thibodeau. Thibodeau had IQ finish the game and half a whole quarter. Yo, I don't even know what to say.
But
RJ keeps letting guys blow past him. I'm gonna say RJ is just not the fastest. He's not the fastest draw in the West. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
dude, you got 38-year-old LeBron getting like full grown man steps ahead of you. Like,
and he had a head start. RJ Barrett could do like 10 foot of room.
Yo, you backed up, gave this man like 10 feet.
Yeah.
And he still blew by you on his first step. Like, I
like
don't...
a cartoon. He blew by RJ's shirt with jersey was around like a cartoon. Like, come on, yo, come on. on, RJ. Come on. Come on,
Oh,
man.
Jeezy. Oh, Jeezy.
Come on, bro. But he's the future of New York Knicks basketball, bro. He's a golden child, bro. He's a golden child. The Knicks have never treated a draft pick like they treated RJ Barrett.
Well, I mean,
Even Pat didn't get
he's
carte blanche like this.
he's the he's the highest draft pick we got since he's the highest draft pick we got since Ewing, which is
Since
another
Pat.
discussion, altogether. But like, I don't know. I feel like KP was getting love. Kristaps was getting love.
But he was
Like
playing
he was
second
getting.
fiddle. That was the mellow era.
I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
RJ playing second fiddle too. It's just they want him to play more.
Yeah, they want RJ
they,
to be.
they, they want him to be a bigger fiddle, but I don't know. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
and
mean,
and my issues offensively with him is not even as big as like yo. Like I feel like defensively, he's not what he's trying to advertise.
he is not. And mind you,
But he
when I
don't.
say these things, I'm saying them in this moment. Like I'm not
Hmm.
saying he will
And I
never be, or he
and I
doesn't
keep
have
in
the
mind
potential to be.
understood, because like some cats really need that nuance to understand like
We
this is a
always have to do
conversation.
disclaimers. We always
Yo,
have to
like
have
it's
disclaimers.
so yo man, it's such low vibration,
I know.
low vibration masses. I don't understand it. Like,
It's so
but
lowbrow that you have to do it, but you have to
yeah,
do
like I had to say, like when you trying to make a nuanced point about two players, and you have to be like, yo, I'm not comparing this player to such and such.
it. Right, right, right. But in this moment, RJ. So for instance, give you an example. So
And I
his
try to keep
scoring
in
hit.
mind he's 22 as well. Like that's one of the things I try to keep in mind. And
Yeah,
for
I
a
didn't know.
22 year old,
The 22-year-old thing, bro. Yeah, I can't take it, bro.
no, it's no more excuses. But like I keep that in mind in terms of like where I feel a cat like I'm gonna talk about what he needs to do now, what
Bro,
his deficiencies are now.
when I was 22, I was in places like Honduras for Uncle Sam.
But that's
Bro, when I was 22, I was headed to places like Bosnia and
that's
Somalia. This dude plays basketball. Come on.
and it don't mean that a skill set don't have to be built. Like that just because he's playing basketball to be successful at it, he gotta put in the same work that as if he's a lawyer or a doctor. Like you gotta put
I,
in the same work.
I understand that, bro. When I was 22, bro, I was headed places to like the Philippines. Come on, bro. RJ Barrett played basketball, man. He should be able to at least handle this on emotional and a mental level.
Oh, I don't know that he's not.
Right.
I don't
Oh
like
well,
that.
last night he
I
didn't speak in
didn't.
a press conference.
I was one of the dudes. I don't like that whole. I don't like that whole like just assuming what a guy is thinking or what he's feeling just from on what like we interpret some optics of a situation to be. I don't know what he's feeling. The same thing I said about Randall last season. Yo, like I it looked like he was mad at himself. It looked like he was mad at himself. So like your boy your RJ, I can't. As much as I could point out whatever deficiencies the game, I'm not gonna go ahead and say that I feel like that's why he ain't speak to the media because he nah, dude, he normally speaks to the media.
Right. What
Even in losses where he played bad, he's spoken to the media.
bro? What I'm saying, like the point I'm making about RJ, man, is this: if his defense is slipping and his offense is inconsistent, can he do other stuff like rebound the basketball,
And
get his assist?
this is my problem with the kid, man. Like, cause he's actually a decent passer and playmaker.
Right.
I don't know why, like
He
when his
can be
shot
that.
ain't why when his shot ain't dropping, he don't tweak that up a little bit. Like I do not get it.
Right. It's because he don't want to.
What do you mean don't want to?
He don't want to do, because having, like
Oh,
you
oh,
mentioned,
I see what you're saying. I
having the
see.
skill
No, no, no.
set,
I got you. I
having the
got you.
skill set to do those things and then not doing it means he don't want to do it.
Or maybe he don't got. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe he's being directed. Maybe this is how he's being directed, but I doubt it. Yeah, because like a lot of guys on the team play the same way too, but they just are a little bit more effective.
Well, the thing with me and RJ, right, is I believe there's a quality NBA player in there somewhere,
Me too, and that's my
right?
comment about him being just 22. Not excusing the like any excusing any critique. I try to keep in mind that he's only 22 and like yo like there's a quality there. Like I will not deny that RJ that there's a quality player there.
Okay, right. So there's a quality player in there somewhere with RJ, man. But the thing is, when such and such is not going your way, bro, you can't just stop playing,
And
right?
and yeah. And if your offense is off, man, like yo, you got to turn that defense up.
Right, or that rebounding up, or those
Got
assists, get those assists up.
you got to start contributing, like really like shift your mind to contribute in a different way. Like gotta contribute.
Right, because what I was saying this morning, and not to beat and not to belabor a point, bro, but if Julius Randle had did what RJ Barrett did last night, the internet would have had a meltdown, bro. They would have been all over Randle trade, but they'd have been like trade
Yo,
Randle for anything, bro.
Cats would have been at Randall House that night
That night, bro. I'm
to pack
telling you.
his bags and drive him to the airport.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's a clear double standard here. And the thing with me is as long as I know that there's a clear double standard, I can deal with it, right? I'm not saying that it's right, but if as long as I know there's a clear double standard, I can deal with it, right? But the thing is with what people don't notice is Tibbs benched RJ last night, right? But he also diminished his playing time against Brooklyn. He also diminished his playing time against Brooklyn, and he also cut his playing time against Cleveland. So there's a trend. There's a trend going on with RJ, and I think last night was the straw that, what's the saying? Stirred the drink or broke the back, whatever. However the saying go, right? I think RJ notices that his bad play is leading to less playing time.
Exactly. And I think that he's at a stage in his development that yeah, like these are the actions that you take now that you have to take to correct his to make him focus on correcting the deficiency.
Okay.
Like nah, like you ain't a first or second year player. Like I'm not gonna sit you out here for you to work this out. Like you ain't even a third year player. You're a fourth year player. So now you know what you're supposed to do, and you ain't doing it. Sit down and think about it.
Yeah, sit down. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sit down and think
So
about
so
it.
what do you think? Do you think this issue is correctable?
It's you can't learn foot speed. That's number
Right.
one.
Right.
And so like I feel like his speed is where it's at, or his ability to even defend speed is
Okay.
where it's at.
Okay.
I need him to get smarter about how he defends. There's a lot of guys who aren't as fast, but like they're smart with footwork and angles and cutting people off. And like you know what I'm saying, like I'd like to see him become a more intelligent defender. You know, knowing when to with the help defense and where to be and like work on all the other stuff that are skill related.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you can talk. Like that makes you effective as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could get it to the point that cats can't even get first steps off on you. That's skill.
Right. Okay. The thing with RJ, the thing with RJ is I will say it as this. RJ Barrett got the greenest of green lights from the organization to be the face of the franchise since day one. Right?
Nobody can
And
say otherwise.
right. And RJ Barrett's development has been up and down. Like, you've seen great scoring games. You've even seen a 15 rebound game from RJ one time, right? You saw a high assist game from RJ, but you never see defense, rebounding, assist, scoring, all these things in one game. It's like he has to focus on one thing at a time.
Mm.
Like, how many career triple doubles does RJ Barrett have? And I know that's
I
not
mean,
a
I
true
mean,
indicator of.
yeah, I can't use
But no,
that.
but I'm not saying that's a true indicator of you being a improving player. But what I'm asking is, does RJ Barrett have the ability to focus on more than one task in a game? Does he have to be a defender one game or a scorer in another game? Or
Mm.
can RJ Barrett, as the third part of a pseudo mid three type equation, be the Swiss Army knife to some games help Brunson and some games help Randall?
I think that's already what's happening. I think that's already what's happening. So, like, I don't see that to be any different than how I see these games play out.
Hmm. I don't know, boss. I don't know, man. I think this is tough, boss. This is tough.
All I want is OG Ananobi.
All I want is for the organization to treat young players the same, establish a standard, get rid of the stupid politics, man. Right? Get rid of the stupid politics. How do you have a Cam Reddish and an Obi and won't even give them minutes? RJ Barrett gets all these minutes and is not always productive and still gets more minutes.
Because they're trying to force the issue, and see, it's weird in a way. I feel like this is all the evidence to me of him possibly being traded, or like him being
Ooh.
an easy factor for the front office in terms of like a high value. Like, if he might be the first high value cat to go in a deal if a high value cat is necessary.
Oof. Mm.
What's he oofing?
I think because you said a multi-layered thing, and so you know how it is. Something when y'all say these multi-layered things, I'm like,
Cormega, what up?
yeah, man. I because when you were saying it, I'm just thinking like I heard one time somebody say something like the absence of evidence doesn't mean there's something or
Is
something.
not, yeah. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
And so if that's the case, then RJ Barrett may have to be the piece in acquiring a star. All I'm asking is
Cat,
let the best man win. Obi, Cam, RJ, quickly, Grimes. Yo, let the best perform. Let the best young cats get on the floor.
yo, I tell you one thing though. Grimes is looking like he might be something. I'm not Grimes. IQ.
Quickly, it's
IQ
gonna
is
be something. Come on.
IQ is really, really looking like nah. But like, I feel like we're not appreciating enough like how much this dude is flourishing before our eyes. Like, IQ is literally the sixth starter.
Um. Okay. Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you because I think a lot of times we look at scoring. I'm not saying you, but a lot of times we look at scoring as the ultimate measurable of development,
Mm,
right? We should not.
I
I
look at
think,
Ga-
I
I look at
personally think Jericho
mm,
Sims is coming along very fast.
I have no problem. I hear a lot of people chirping about Jericho Sims, but like outside of yesterday's game, because I think he had some problems, and I don't know if like there was some weird fouls that he made that last game, yes,
Right, right,
yesterday.
right,
But but before that though, like Jericho to me, like he's been impressing me as a stand-in for Mitch.
right.
Like I definitely am not. I feel like yeah, we lost these last two games, but I really felt like we would have. I felt coming into this like we would have been had lost more already.
Yo,
Like
hey,
I didn't give us those two games that we won.
look at this point right here. This is one of the smartest points that I think I heard, right, or that I saw. Like
Hmm.
usually the chat has so much stuff going on, so you be trying to read the chat real fast, read chat. Look at this point right here from Angry Knicks fan. Is it Cam Clutch Sports? It's like a
Mm.
CAA mafia for real. That's one of the smartest different takes that I've seen in a minute. Right? Usually it's like people are saying, yo, Obi shooting from the left, he need to shoot from the right. But this right here, when I see this right here makes me think that somebody is really out here like getting it. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna read this super chat real quick, and then I want to, if you don't mind, let's see if we could talk about it a little bit, right? All right. So Danny Thomas, thank you for the generous contribution. Danny Thomas says, "What's your thoughts on getting Sadiq Bey? Who would you send to Detroit for Sadiq Bey?" And I'm gonna find that. Okay, let me. All right, all right. So do you have it? You got a response to that? To the super chat?
How much is he getting? How much? What's his contract? Like what's he making?
He's he ain't
What's
making
that?
bread. He got drafted
What's that?
after Obi. He not breaded up.
Oh
He's
oh
not.
oh oh oh. Okay.
He not. Yeah,
Okay.
he ain't breading.
How tall is he? How tall is he?
He's a
Because
six eight
I
wing,
like
6'8", 6'7" wing, 6'7", 6'8"
dude.
wing.
Yo, I'll take him. He'd be cheaper than
He'll be cheaper
OG.
than Cam.
He'd be cheaper than OG.
Okay.
Um, um, but that's what I want to. That's what I want. I want to get that wing. I want a wing that's going to defend and be able and give me some offense. That's why I
Okay.
like OG. But if he's going to be, if you know what I'm saying, I like Sadiq. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at ending up with Sadiq either. I could see taking Sadiq over OG just based on cost. But
Okay.
I feel like OG be the better get though.
Wait. So you mean when you say cost, you mean the price to purchase him, or what you pay him once he gets here?
The price to purchase. The
Okay.
price to
Okay.
purchase. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I got you. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like the value proposition. Is
I
the
got you.
rate is the rate of return going to be if the rate of return is going to be around the same for both of them, then why pay a higher price for one?
For one, why overpay for one when you can get the other at the same value?
Yeah, if you know what I'm saying, if it's going to be just a slight production maybe drop off, like
Right.
but whatever.
Okay.
That's just how I
Okay.
look at it.
Okay.
But I like Sadiq Bey though. He can hit that three.
Yeah. Um, I would say this thing about Sadiq Bey. Let's do it. Right, because what it looks like you're gonna have to pay is the Ruby Hachimura price. Maybe
What they pay?
a
What they
bench
pay for
player,
Ruby?
and three second round
Okay.
picks
3 second. Yeah, I do that all day. For who?
for Sadiq
For
Bey.
3 second round picks.
Yeah, I think that's the price for Sadiq Bey. It's the same thing as Rui Hachimura,
I
in my
look,
opinion.
no problem with the bench player. Yo, Cam ain't playing. Cam can go. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, it's just the three. Yeah, well, 3 seconds. If it don't have to be next year's seconds, then I'm good.
Yeah,
If it don't have to be this year's seconds, I mean, then I'm good. Because if they want a this year's second for it, then they can then I'm only giving you a player in that pick.
right. Right. I would say, I would say, man, do the Sadiq Bey deal. I think you can get him for the Rui Hachimura price, right?
I wouldn't be
And
mad
then
at that.
and then and then continue looking into what it takes to get OG Ananobi, right?
But
Now,
see,
mind you, but let me finish my point. Mind you, when you continue looking at the OG Ananobi thing, you're not as compelled to pay a ridiculous price as you would have paid if you didn't already have Sadiq Bey,
but then why? Okay, but okay, you got both of them now.
right?
How are you playing them? Like to me, like that to me,
What do you mean?
the cost of both of them. No, I'm gonna get one or the other. I'm not gonna get both of them. Like the
I gotta
cost of
get both.
both of them, huh?
I gotta get both of them, bro. If I
Oh,
can, because this front
man.
office is in the
They play.
ultimately they say
They,
they're trying to build a championship contender, right?
hmm
But ultimately they're in the talent acquisition business,
hmm
right? Think about it. If you get both, one comes off the bench, one starts, right? Right now, OG Ananobi is hurt. So you play Sadiq Bey until OG comes back. OG comes back, earns the job. By that time, it'll be 20, 18, 16 games left, whatever number it is left, right? They play out both of them together, right? In the off season, now you're looking at, hey man, can I package OG Ananobi and RJ Barrett, or can I package Julius Randle, Sadiq Bey, and something? Now you have real pieces to maneuver with. I mean, you can also go into next season with those guys in defined roles, right? Because right now, it's either, think about it, it's either that or play Miles McBride.
I like Miles, but Miles ain't
I
really
like Miles
like.
McBride.
I like Miles. Like to me, like his arc, his career arc, is gonna be like that of Marcus Smart. And like it's weird because Marcus Smart, he was a scorer in college. Like he was a leading scorer for his team, and then came to the NBA like yo like couldn't drop a shot for nothing. But now he's turned back into a decent like offensive threat. In addition to being that defensive threat that he always was, I think that that's the direction that your boy Deuce is headed for.
I think Deuce is good. I think Deuce is his overall play is a lot better than what we think, what we give him credit for. The only thing about Deuce is that shot is not falling, so it makes everything else look bad. But you can't say his defense is bad. Can't say his hustle is bad. Can't say he's injury prone. Can't say he won't pass. Can't say he can't play with multiple lineups. He does all those things, but the shot's not going. So it makes him look like how Emmanuel quickly looked last year around the same time. But come February last year, Emmanuel
Not
quickly turned the
not
corner.
Not February. I want to say later than
March,
February. I think
March,
about
maybe
March,
March.
maybe like after the All Star.
Yeah, after the All Star break, February. Yeah, that's the part of February I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
Okay.
like February 1st.
Okay.
Let's just call it March. Let's just call it March to be on the safe
Mm.
side. So about March quickly turned the corner. I'm thinking the same thing might happen with Miles McBride, right?
He just gotta find his range, yo. Everything else is nice. Like or I should say, like everything else is like is on point for where he's at. Like
Did
he just
you
gotta
see
find his
him
range.
try to dunk on Nick Claxton Saturday? It looked awful.
I appreciate I like yo like I appreciate anybody who gonna go to the rack against somebody
I
like they
was
should have.
like, we
I
need
was
to
like, go
see
job. I was like,
because
good job, good
if he
job.
would have dunked on Nicholas Claxton,
Cause yeah,
bro,
that's the reward. But it's big risk, big reward.
right,
I'm gonna laugh at you if you get stuff like that.
right,
I'm gonna
yes,
laugh at you.
right,
I
right,
respect that you did it, but
right.
that joint was funny as fuck as he laid him out on his ass.
Yes, but if he had listen,
If he
if he
dunked,
had done
yo,
it though,
if he, yo, you couldn't tell me we was gonna lose that game. If he did that on the class, I'm like, yo, we are definitely winning this game.
Yeah,
Like,
if
there's
he
no way
had
in the
done
world.
that would have been my the screen lock on my phone. If he had done
No
that,
way. What? Deuce about to be my favorite player.
yep,
And Deuce is coming. Let the
right,
Deuce loose.
right, right, no doubt, no doubt, man. If and so ultimately, yo, Darren Wayne is in the building. What's good, Darren Wayne? So ultimately, what I'm getting at is I think Deuce is it does uh, his I'm not even gonna say his offense. Shot aside, if the shot start, it's shot aside, everything else I'm okay with what he's doing. I know he's still a young player, right?
Mm.
But basically, what I'm getting at ultimately is the front office has to get into talent acquisition mode. They had to get into talent acquisition mode, man. They gotta get some talented wing players on this roster, bro, and not just
Mm.
one, right? You know what I'm saying? If you say you get OG Ananobi, he's hurt right now. He's got a sprained wrist. So even if you do acquire him, he's still out. Oh boy, here come trouble. I know it's about to be hit. How about them Cowboys? Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yo, I ain't even introduced you today. How come you ain't
That because I ain't about that life.
free? Yeah, what's good, boss?
How about them Cowboys? Another
How about
5
them?
years of not making it nowhere, baby.
How about them
Yo,
Cowboys?
Cowboys, Knicks. That's one thing I can bank on. It's going to be very short postseasons, baby.
Eccentric owners.
my
Yeah.
bills ain't doing me no favors.
Bills Mafia. Hey, so let me while you so Gian, we gonna rock like 7 minutes, man, and get out of here because we got to do duties. You know how it is. You know how when you first walk in the house, I ain't gonna say here, but you know what I mean. But angry Knicks fan says, isn't Cam Clutch Sports? It's like CAA Mafia for real. And so that is in response to us saying that Cam Reddish should be getting playing time, right? So my thing is do you think politics are at play in Madison Square Garden, and is it CAA involved?
I fought this adamantly.
Okay.
I was highly offended that fans would talk about nepotism and Jalen Brunson and his dad and Obi. Unfortunately, man, it just keeps the tune keeps repeating itself. And
Right.
what is smoke, there's fire, Freezy. So we want to say, and Free Keith, we want to say, no, man, these guys are professional. They're not gonna let their personal feelings and emotions and personal agendas walk into Madison Square Garden. The
Right.
Madison Square Garden is bigger than any one man. I got a feeling there's something very specific and very succinct going on in Madison Square Garden. And if you ain't with the right movement, then it ain't gonna happen for you. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily won't work if they got the right guys lined up.
Right.
But it is not. I don't feel like being a free agent or being a free player, you have an opportunity to shine if you got a right shot in the New York organization. I don't think it's free enterprise in the Garden. I think it's a fixed agenda.
Okay. Politics.
Politics or not, whatever you want to call it, I think they are being very deliberate. I think everything in how they move like shows us like yeah, and they're not talking. There's a deliberateness to the atmosphere they're trying to create. There's a deliberateness to the to um their efforts towards like making pulling us out of this dysfunctional tag range, this, that, and the other. Like, yeah, I think it's very intentional. I think it's very intentional, the guys that they go after. But I also feel like it's unfair. It's unfair to make like to slight them for using connections and relationships, because in the positions that they're in those front office positions, president, GM, like, yo, part of the reason why some of them cats do get hired is because of their network, who they know, and who they can get yeah, influence over. So like that nepotism is something, you know, if there was nepotism, if it was nepotism to Luca and we ended up getting Luca, like, who's mad? I just don't understand why that's even an argument. Like, oh, like he only got Brunson because like nepotism, but Brunson is nice. So like, why? Like, who cares? He's doing his job.
No, I don't. I definitely.
Okay, so that's not what I'm. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim.
No, you're right. No. The problem is, anytime you hear politics in his history, it doesn't seem fair. Politics isn't fair. And I think organically, you just want to know that everybody, the best talent, is getting a fair shot. Don't know that.
Oh, I'm not naive. Yeah, there's other things at play. I'm just saying is, you're saying everybody. The only people I'm hearing even talking about it, I'm talking about it with other fans. I don't hear anything coming from other people other than fans. This is fan interpretation. That's all it is, of stuff that we don't know what's going on in the background. This is all our fans. So whatever the popular interpretation is, that becomes the actual rule. Like, oh, you ain't heard the front office is blah, 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 blah. No, I only hear that from fans. Oh, because that's the going fan consensus. That's what it is. Nah, I can't jack that.
Okay.
The going fan consensus last year was like, oh, Randall is done. Like, he's mentally washed. Look at all the beef. He's got locker room beef with the teammates. He's jealous of RJ. These were all like the popular, and none of it was correct. But these were the popular sentiments that people went and took as fact.
Okay. I understand what you're saying there. What I'm ultimately what I'm getting at is something a little bit more basic. And so what I'm getting at is something as simple as CAA is looking out for their own people,
or they're being used as a resource because maybe those the talent scouts that they have at CAA who make money off these guys, maybe they might be good scouts of talent. Maybe. I don't know.
The only problem is, Keith, is we had a great discussion today in the Knicks verse. Is because a lot of fans say, yo, y'all got to chill out. We rebuilding.
We're not rebuilding.
Exactly.
We building. That rebuilding part is we can take the re off. We building now. This is building.
So with that said, here's where you would have historical evidence that would support that there's a CAA movement going on.
Okay.
First one is, in hindsight, we could argue the Obi Halliburton draft, right? But on the core of what we needed at that time, now Halliburton is clearly a fringe all-star in the NBA, and he hasn't even had his foot planted 2 years in any one organization. He's leading the NBA in assists, and he's a high-level defender. That was a significant blunder for the purposes of going with the safe CA. Hold on, Keith. Hold on. Let me get through it. I'm going to be really quick. You move on to, you say they got these connections. Then the next offseason, the only players they were able to get was Kemba and Fournier. And now Fournier is on the bench. So these CAA mobster connections haven't done anything until they had to get a tampering charge to hire their own godson and dad on the bench, and it took them tampering to do that.
Look at what it took us. Look at what it took us to get you
basically
in.
saying.
Look at what it took us to get you in. You thought that was clean? The league don't give us nothing. Nothing. The league give us nothing. Everything we get is gonna be out the dirt. That's it.
But why?
That's it.
But why you think we got Ewan? You think we got Ewan because
we was willing to do the dirty work. We was willing to do the dirty work to get him.
No, because we was gonna snitch to the public that they didn't give us Kareem. That's why we got Pat Ewan.
That's dirty work. You got to squeeze. You got to squeeze. You got to squeeze where you got to squeeze the right place to get the result.
You got to get it how you can get it, right? You
got to get it how you get it how you live.
Right. Okay. All right. So we hit.
Y'all act like any of this stuff like there's some history of like the Knicks like getting good turns and this. Nah. There's a reason why we've been. I don't care if it's tanking or we've been organically losing. We were the worst team over the last 20 plus years. We got a top 3, a top 4 pick once, twice out of that. Come on, bro.
Okay.
You got teams that literally just got a championship. The guys get hurt and they get the number 1 pick. Like the next season, we could. Yeah. Okay. So like when we say, I don't think the Knicks is like they're battling 2 sides of the forces. Like they got to make their deals and they got to battle whatever it is that this Knicks sauce is in the NBA.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate that, man. We only came on the right for a few minutes, man.
I mean, I'm sorry.
This 40 minutes flew by, man. Thank you everybody for coming through. Rocking with us, man.
I got my pressure.
And Freaky said if we go over 42 minutes, that he was gonna backslap me through the monitor, and I don't want to see that. So we're gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for watching Knicks Freestyle, man. We'll holler at y'all next week if the schedule be so kind. Peace, y'all.
Peace, love, and Knicks.